Good evening and welcome back. Tonight we are playing Ranch Simulator. I took the liberty of creating my character in advance. Let me show you this exceptional young man. I would say he is the pinnacle of what I imagine a professional ranch owner would look like. But without further ado, we're going to boot this game up and see what it has in store for us. I'm hoping it will be a relaxing experience. We're not going to skip the tutorial. So far it's just the basics. I'm familiar with those. I do appreciate how creating the character at a point. There's our phenomenal ranch owner running around. Just from his posture, we can already surmise what kind of man he is. Hello, grandchild. If you read this letter, then you agreed to fulfill my last will and come to our family ranch. It is desolate because I did not have the time and opportunity to deal with it. Come into the house. I've got a few things in the attic that will help you. I believe in you, your loving grandfather. How precious. We have a loving grandfather. Isn't that nice? Our first objective is inspecting the house. I found a tent which we used to save our game and spend the night. And then this must be the house in all its splendor. The atmosphere here is something else. I can already tell this will be the ranch experience. Just got stuck in the door there. Some fine craftsmanship in this home. The wood is rotted, but I'm sure that is a designer's choice. A happy accident, if you will. Turn on this radio. And now we need to find our grandfather's chest, which is in the attic. It's right here, guarded by the mattress, which we'll demolish. Seems we can demolish the entirety of the home as well. We're not going to do that just yet. I see the chest already, so might as well go ahead and open it. We get a self-defense tool and some bullets. Take this revolver. In the forest there are many wild animals that can cause you trouble. I have left some money and ammo. One more thing, you will need a car. In the garage at the entrance to the ranch, there is an old UTV. You will need to use spare parts you find here to fix it up. Our grandfather did all the heavy lifting for us. All that's left is reaping the benefits. One of which is, obviously, this house. I'm sure we'll get around to cleaning it someday. But it does have a certain charm to it. I'm sure you'd agree. We have some miscellaneous car parts that we'll use to patch up the vehicle. I wonder if we can carry multiple. No, we cannot. We'll do it one at a time then. There's the vehicle. Looks almost as run down as the house. We'll patch it up in no time. I'm actually curious how our grandfather would have dismantled this vehicle, seeing as how every single part is in a different area. But we're not one to judge. As soon as we reassemble this, we'll be good to go. I love the running animation of our character. I just can't get enough of it. I only wish that I gave him some beach shorts instead of these pants. But I'm sure there is a clothing store or something of the sort that we're yet to find. We'll bring the bumper guard. Just a couple more wheels, or rather, just one wheel and one seat and a fuel tank is what we need. Another letter. This is the one we read earlier. That barrel looked curious. So as far as I know, having animals on the ranch is actually possible. Which is, it's a very important element of any ranch. So I'm glad they implemented this. Now this is a fuel tank. I assume it goes somewhere under. All that's left is installing the last wheel. And there's our beauty. Let's get this jerry can in there. Pick up the item, hold right mouse button to start placement, press left mouse button to confirm. Alright. That's quite satisfying. Let me do that again. Very responsive controls. I like how I don't have a specific spot that I need to slot the jerry can into. I can put it wherever I want. The jerry can is empty though, so 340 meters on foot doesn't sound... Oh, there we go. There was fuel in the UTV. This thing is fast. Too fast, maybe. The driving is something I will have issue with. I can already tell. We're just going to follow the road for now. Bit of a sharp turn here. I'm glad that NPCs with their own vehicles are in the game. Makes this world feel a little bit more alive. We're almost at the gas station now. Remove the fuel nozzle and insert it into the slot in the car and in the jerry can. Alright, we'll figure the rest out on our own. First, let's fill up our jerry can. We'll put it right there and start the process. Seems the gas is prepaid. Oh no, the funds are being deducted. I'm not familiar with the gas prices in this area, but it can't be any worse than what the rest of us have. I'm wondering how I can tell when the gas fills up. Maybe it's finished already? Oh, it's not deducting any money, so I assume it is. Can't forget our jerry can here. Visit the car shop. I'm quite content with this fine vehicle, but since we have to, I suppose we might as well. Surprisingly enough, this UTV can really drift. I wasn't even using the handbrake there. You might be able to tell, but the handling isn't all that good. I suppose that's to be expected. Williams Livestock Auction. And there is a save booth here too. How considerate. You're not the person we need. Pardon. There we are. The real estate agent. Good day. Are you by any chance the new owner of one of the nearby ranches? It's me. In that case, I must give you the construction manual. This book will help you to rebuild your ranch. Keep in mind that construction is only permitted on your ranch territory. And then she wishes us luck. Using the radial menu, we can enter build mode and build on our ranch. The following materials are required for construction: planks, cement, rebar. We can make planks ourselves, and the rest can be bought at a hardware store. Great. Let's have a chat with the car salesperson. You can buy a car or customize it. We install radio players for only $10. Drive into the garage behind this building. You don't really need a radio at the moment. Let's familiarize ourselves with the options though. If we could get a massive truck, that would be quite nice. Like an obnoxiously big truck. Small truck is quite close to what we want. I'm looking for something more obnoxious though. I suppose this truck will have to do. We're not gonna buy it just yet. Get in the car and drive in the garage. Or garage, however you would say it. This thing could use a paint job, by the way. I'm feeling like it needs to be even more green. Or like the shade of a dead leaf, perhaps. Something like this should work well. We'll go for a radio, just because. Beautiful. That's exactly the color I was going for. Now we'll follow the road. Or try our best to do that, rather. We're going to pass by this truck here. The speed of this UTV still amazes me. I wasn't expecting anything nearly as fast. We're at the hardware store now. We'll use the terminal to buy an axe, a crowbar, and a cheap table saw. Where's that table saw? There we are. Buying an extra jerry can sounds like a good idea too, just in case. I don't think we need anything else just yet. We'll grab the concrete and might as well check out. Alright. Now then, our items are in this conveniently placed helipad. Is there a way to get our UTV in there? Or do we have to walk? Should have thought of that sooner. Let's see. There should be a way to drive in here. Might be from the side of the building. Let's do that. Running back and forth isn't something our character would want to do, and we want to stay faithful to the hero we have created for this story. We do have the build of someone who doesn't enjoy running. There we are. This is probably our table saw. And now we just get the tools in there too. Oh nice, we don't need to physically put them in the back. Now for our next stop. Can't quite tell where it is. Oh, the general store. Our first crash. Didn't take long at all. We're learning quickly. I'll never get used to the handling on this bad boy. It is said that ranch owners have to train for decades to drive this particular UTV. Just because no matter how well you think you can drive, the UTV tests your limits at every opportunity. We're close to the general store now. Gotta be careful not to cause a car crash. There we are. Hello there. To make a purchase, use the terminal. We know that. So we're gonna go for, I believe it said 2 chickens? Yes. 2 chickens. How about a brown one? Or tan, whatever this color is. And then a black one. Simple egg basket will do. There we are. Raising chickens sounds like the perfect retirement plan. If I were old and tired of being in the city, I would love to. Oh my, we just grab it right by the neck. Huh. If I were retiring, I would love to raise some chickens. I'm sure it's much more difficult than I think it is, but I would try my best. Now that we're responsible for the safety of these chickens, getting into a car crash is even more terrifying. Will they topple over if we turn too quickly? I don't believe so. That's good. I'm tempted to take this detour here, and at the same time I feel sorry for our little chickens. Turned out okay. We're a ranch owner, we've probably done this dozens of times. The chickens somewhere on the ranch. Sounds like a plan. We've got to find some grain too. We'll just set you down for now. I'm sure you won't run away. Get your buddy in here too. I'm sure they're the best of friends already. I'm not gonna use the UTV. I just now realized that I could accidentally slam into our beloved chickens. Should have placed them over there. I'm sure once we pour in the feed, the chickens will come of their own volition. Oh, there is a jumping button. Very nice. We don't plan on using that anytime soon. Granddad left us some chicken feed. At the perfect time, too. Now, how do we pour this? We just hold E. Perfect. Put a full bucket of water in a place accessible to the chicken so that they can drink. I do remember seeing a water tank. That's it right there. I'd love to install it right next to the feed, just so the chickens don't have to run to different places. Now we just grab our bucket. Not enough holes in this one. I'm afraid too much water will actually reach the chickens at this rate. Now how do we fill this up? Put a full bucket of water. Okay, yeah. The game won't be assisting us with this. I'm holding E, but that doesn't... Oh, there we are. That was me being stupid. Pardon. Now it's time for a small coup. Let's get right to it. We want the small one. There we are. I think placing it somewhere here should be good. Which side is the front now? This must be the front. Looks like the front. There we are. Chop down trees and process those logs in the sawmill. Alright. We're gonna follow the quest marker for now. I do enjoy being guided. Having to think is a struggle. Are you okay, bud? Seems fine. Both of them do. Now, there we are. Where should we install this table saw? I think we don't want to stray too far from our chicken coop. It would be nice having everything within arm's length. Maybe this area could be our little sawing plant, or right outside it. This spot seems perfect. There we are. Seems we have some wood logs behind this building here. It's a shame we need to bring them over piecemeal. But at least I was smart enough to place the sawmill nearby. I'm not familiar with how actual sawmills work, but I am surprised that this one is fueled by the same gas that powers our UTV. It's an interesting way to go about things, but then again, who am I to? I don't know any better. Let's fuel this bad boy up. I think we'll keep one of the jerry cans near the sawmill. For convenience sake, we do have two. For now, let's fill this in. Takes up quite a bit of gas. 10 units. Let's begin processing this wood into wooden logs. Forgot to turn it on, excuse me. There we are, look at it go. Beautiful. Doesn't take too long either. That's great. And they turn into pretty little logs on the way out. That's just perfect. Let's put on the next one. I think we needed 10 planks for the coup. 15. We'll definitely need to chop some wood. I did buy an axe, but I can't seem to find it at the moment. Bring these over. So far, the game has me hooked. I'm enjoying this. I'm a fan of tedious, yet rewarding tasks, like carry thing X to point Y. I'm sure you understand. Now, we just need to figure out how we grab our axe. Oh, we just hold E. How convenient. Loading this into the UTV seems like the most sensible choice here. So we'll bring it around. Now that I think of it, we probably should have been using it to get around the ranch the whole time. It's just the sheer speed of it was intimidating me. Don't worry, chickens, we'll get you situated in no time. Just need to be careful not to run into you. They are in my line of sight, so everything is good. Now we just need a place to store this temporarily. And I hope the logs that we've chopped down are going to fit comfortably into our UTV. Unfortunately, it seems like we'll have to do some more running. But that's fine. Mama didn't raise a quitter. Except us, but might as well give it our best shot. I'm honestly surprised that there is no way to carry the wood without doing it manually. At this point in the game, I'm sure we will find a solution sooner rather than later. put that down. We're just gonna keep feeding logs into our sawmill here for the time being. Should have about 4 or 6 done already. Let's load these into our future coup. And we only have a handful of logs left to go. We have everything we need, just need to wait for them to be processed. Look at that go. The sun is slowly setting, so we're gonna hit the hay as soon as our coup is done. We do want our chickens to have a safe place to sleep as well as us. Almost finished now. And there we are. Pardon me. There's our planks. And the coup is finished. Beautiful. Now before we do any of the demolishing, we do need to get some sleep before it gets too dark. I'm sure there is a filthy old mattress around here somewhere where we can sleep. The tent is far too comfortable for us. Our chickens sleep in the cold, and so will we. There we go. We hit the hay. I've never seen someone sleeping with a more serious look than this one. The screen is going dark, which is probably a sign that we are going to bed. Takes quite a while. No, we aren't going to bed. That was just a broken mattress. This one worked. On we go. A lot of demolishing to be done here. We'll start with everything that's on the floor and slowly transition into tearing down the filth on the walls. Oh, the entire house is beyond repair. We should demolish the whole thing. That's great. Let's start with the supportive beams. Or maybe we just go crazy on the left mouse button. Break down whatever is ready to be broken down. Really go ham on everything. One thing I've always wanted to do is visit one of those stress relief rooms. I can't recall what exactly they're called, but it's the place where you have tables with all sorts of glass and trash or maybe rundown cars, and you're given a baseball bat or sledgehammer and you can do whatever you want. Seems like a very cathartic way of getting rid of stress. I've always wanted to visit one of those. I'm sure a lot of you can agree as well, viewers. Alright, it's a miracle the house hasn't come crushing down on us yet, but it's never too late for that. Feeling pretty good about the state of the first floor. I assume we don't have too much left to go. I love the prospect of being able to build my own home here as well. So far, looking good. I'd say we're almost ready to move on to the next floor. Just because we're really scraping the bottom of the barrel here. Almost finished. Let's head up to the second floor, see what that has to offer. Granddad could have done us a favor and burned this whole thing down before leaving, but We'll take care of it. I wish there was a slightly faster way of doing this though, but no matter. We'll treat this as our stress relief room. Still can't recall what exactly those are called, but if you ever have the chance of visiting one, make sure you take it. Oh, there was a whole corridor here behind that wall. You can discover all sorts of fun stuff about your home if you demolish enough of it. Please don't try this at home. Or try it, I'm not your dad. Get rid of the roof too. There we go. Might as well. This eave can go. We seem to be buried under some of the rubble. But our mission is clear. We need to keep going. As long as this cave-in can be described as a house, our mission isn't complete. We are the danger. We're the one who knocks. I hope someone out there got that reference. Maybe I'm just too old. I wonder how many more supportive beams we need to take down before the whole thing crumbles. We've come a long way though. Very open space here. I reckon there's not too much left to go. Or rather, not too much left to break. There's still more of the first floor to demolish, surprisingly. So far I haven't seen anything that we missed. Maybe there's like a beam somewhere that I walked past accidentally. Alright, let's get back to destroying the roof of our grandfather's life's work. Gotta be careful not to be flung into space here. Though that's certainly a possibility. Don't need a chimney. Don't need this part. This can go too. We've finally gotten to slamming the walls of this place. I wish they'd give us a sledgehammer or something that would do this slightly quicker. But we can't have our cake and eat it too, it seems. Although the second floor is almost completely gone now. That's temporarily inaccessible by the looks of it. Definitely need to take care of this ladder. Now that I think of it, crashing a truck into this place might have expedited the process slightly. But what can we do? Slow and steady wins the race. We've been tearing down the walls for a good minute, and I'm quite satisfied with how far we've come here. There goes the floor. Easy to almost start meditating while we're crushing this home. Just need to be very careful not to get flung by any of the bits and pieces of our old home. Or rather, our grandfather's old home. I wonder just how much our grandfather cared for us if he left behind an entire ranch. Of course, we've seen the state of the place, but it's still a ranch. It can be fixed. That's what we're doing right now. One of our chickens has come to appreciate our work. What do you think, big guy? Oh, he needs to drink. Hold on. What about the other chicken? Are you hungry? Why aren't they drinking? Are we out of water? Losing our chickens as soon as we got them would not be a good look. There's plenty of water. They just don't want to drink. Maybe they haven't realized how thirsty they are. We are very close to being done with this task. Our chickens have come to celebrate or laugh at us. Either one works. Pride isn't an emotion our character in particular has ever experienced. Just a little bit left. Take care of this, some of the nearby rubble as well, and there we are. You have completed the introductory quests and now know the basics. You are free to explore the open world, build additional facilities, purchase and breed animals, obtain new vehicles, go hunting, and expand the ranch. Beautiful. That was quite the tutorial. One thing I'm most concerned about is our chickens up and dying on us, so we'll carry one of them to the water bucket. I really need them to start drinking and eating. Also, I did build them an entire coop, so I'm not sure why they don't live there. Maybe we built it wrong? No, we just never opened it for them. Shame on us. Do you want a drink, boy? Doesn't seem like he wants anything. Wants to be left alone more than anything. Let me find the other chicken before it wanders off too far. I believe I saw it around here somewhere. It'll come around, I'm sure. What I wanted to try is the gunplay in this game. You wouldn't expect Ranch Simulator to have good shooting. It's okay. The gun noise is very basic, but again, that's not the reason you would play this game. Let's check our little glossary. So a house doesn't seem like the right choice at the moment. We need something to make us money, which is our chickens. I suppose working on chicken feed is the most reasonable choice, seeing as we only have one. This one just drank though, and he's not hungry yet. Put this trash away. Maybe go for a couple of extra chickens. I believe we bought them at the general store. So let's go ahead and grab some more. We'll start with chickens, then maybe cows or pigs. Probably cows. I prefer beef to pork. Beef makes for better steak. Showing off our driving skills here. And now we just follow the road until we reach the general store. I see it already. Nice that everything is within arm's reach. Makes things simple. Good evening. Let's go for... how much money are we working with? can I tell? $1,000. We can definitely afford a rooster. And one more chicken. I'm not feeling like getting any other animals quite yet. Let's get more water, some more wheat. And out of all of this, it doesn't seem like we need anything. We could start farming crops too, but that will come slightly later. This looks good for now. Let's check out. And load up and go home. I should have brought one of our empty gas tanks just to fill it up, but it's too late for that now. Now, my agricultural skills in reality are very limited, so I don't really remember what the conditions are for a chicken to lay eggs, but I can only assume that feeding them regularly and having a rooster should do the trick. Or maybe the rooster isn't required. Once again, I don't know the first thing about chickens. It's exactly why I own a ranch. A Nepo baby with a ranch from my grandfather. Which way did we come from? I believe it was this way. Yes. We'll take the shortcut through the hills once again. Didn't fail us last time. Just need to be very careful in this forested area. And we're at the ranch already. That took no time at all. I am slightly worried that I don't see our second chicken. The one that was brown. So I'll search for it soon. Put that there. The feed can go here as well. And now we have to go for a little scavenger hunt to find our missing chicken. Let me scan the area with my eyes, see if I can spot it. Unfortunately, I can't. It should come back if it gets hungry. We're gonna hope that it decides to return on its own. At least we restocked on our chickens, so it's not like we're short of them. Now, as far as I know, they will lay their eggs in the coop once certain conditions are satisfied. Let's see what we can build here. I want to improve the lives of our chickens just a bit. None of this would help. We don't need any troughs either, I believe. Oh, a water bowl would be exactly what we need though. Food trough and a water bowl sounds perfect. I assume we would have to set it up somewhere here. On the outside wouldn't work. What about in here? That's going to be inconvenient to fill up. That goes there. What exactly was this? I believe it was the food trough. So then the water. We'll put it close by. And we just need to work on planks, same as usual. Let's carry some logs over in advance, just so we're not running and using the station. Still quite worried that the chickens are going to wander off. But maybe I'm just worrying for no reason. I believe it was 5 for each trough. How are you doing? You are fine. For now, I'll assume that our other chicken is lost to the elements, as sad as that is, but honestly, if I can't see it with my eyes, it probably wandered too far away to rescue. This should be the last log we need right now. It's time to get to processing them. Nice. While we wait for our logs, we can watch the chickens. How are you doing, Rooster? You're great. You're quite hungry, but not interested in eating. Load up another log. It's quite easy to almost meditate while we are doing this. Very satisfying. What if the chicken is inside? It's too good to be true. I'm not sure if you can tell, but I do feel very bad for losing it. I assumed it wouldn't wander off. Still, it's not too late for it to come back. All we can do is hope. Hope while we load up another log. There is a best burger here, so I'm slightly worried that we'll have to feed ourselves as well as the chicken. This is a simulator game, so a hunger bar isn't out of the question. Alright, that should be the last log. Let's get to building. Almost enough. And we'll have one log left over for future projects. That's perfect. Let's pour in the food. And then we can grab this water tank. Or rather, the water bucket. There we go. That's nice and filled up. We'll still keep the bucket around just in case the chickens prefer it. They are fed. They are housed. What are we missing? Mr. Rooster, I'm gonna bring you in slightly closer just so you don't run off. Do roosters live in the same coop as hens? I certainly hope so. Let's see. Oh, this is it says hens. Maybe hens is just the general term for chickens and roosters. I certainly hope so. I suppose now we wait for them to lay some eggs. But in the meantime, we can build a slightly more spacious coop. Preferably one that only needs wood, but we could purchase metal if needed. So we're currently working with the small one. Maybe the medium? Or maybe the big one. Oh, that is nice. That is very nice. We'll certainly look into that. One thing we need to figure out as soon as possible is if we need to fulfill any conditions for them laying eggs, because I am getting worried about that over time. Maybe there is a special thing we need to absorb the eggs, as stupid as that sounds. So these are barns. That's not it either. Did I not turn this off? Ah, I didn't. That's irresponsible of me. There's fence gates, food and water troughs, lamps, a granary, which isn't needed quite yet. This is for beekeeping. Yes, so none of this is needed. Maybe they'll just lay their eggs on the ground in the coop. That would be convenient. Now, our next goal would probably be to make some money off our chickens. And then start working on some cows. Do we want to lock them up for the night? It is getting darker. They don't want to be locked up. Well, while there's only 3 of them, I suppose we can let them roam around. Shouldn't be too big of an issue. It's getting darker, so we don't have anywhere to sleep, do we? That's not right. We have a tent. A perfectly good tent right here. Will the game let us sleep while it's not too dark? Probably not. In that case, we get back to planning. Building a coup right after we made one doesn't sound very smart, so... Oh, the chickens are heading in. I need to see this. The rooster, though, he's not interested. Alright, we want a barn. Gonna be a lot of wood. Maybe we hold off on that and just keep spamming chickens. In that case, we are gonna place that big chicken coop. Or rather, start building it. I accidentally entered first person. Might need to consult the settings to figure out how to get out of that. Let's see. Oh, V. There we are. Let's try to get some sleep, some shut-eye. I think it's working. The screen is going dark little by little. Or maybe it's not. Try that one more time. Anytime now. As soon as you're ready. Can we sleep in first person? That is not what I expected when I entered first person. Won't be doing that again. It is absolutely nighttime. It should let us sleep now. There we are. Now then, the rooster. Doing well. The chickens. They are fine. Unfortunately, there's no eggs. Just yet. But that's okay. I suppose we can keep working on the wood, and then any profit we make from our chickens can go towards buying more chickens. So you gotta spend money to make money, as they all say. Let's get to it. Start by bringing all of these planks to our sawmill. Is that our chicken I see in the distance? Hold on. That right there. Do you see it? This little brown thing. It was our chicken. Unfortunately, it's gone now. That breaks my heart. I was getting attached to the chicken. I wonder what took it out. Maybe some debris from the house fell on top of it. Where do we want to put it? I mean, we don't have a fridge. Sleeping next to it doesn't sound optimal. I suppose we'll put it right here due to a lack of an alternative, and get started on our woodworking. I'm certain there must be a way to expedite this process, but buying a automatic saw or a big truck is just out of the cards at the moment. We do need to buy a whole bunch of metal, and our chickens don't seem to be laying eggs as quick as we want them to. Is it because they're both female? Well, the rooster is male. Come on, bud. He's a very shy rooster. He doesn't enjoy being with the chickens. Do you not want to be in the coop? Apparently not. Did I hear egg-laying noises? Of course not. In that case, we get back to it. I hope chickens are at least remotely profitable. Otherwise, we'll run out of money very, very quickly. As soon as we're done with this, we'll go out to town to refill both of our jerry cans. Just a refueling trip in general. The loss of that chicken is slowly getting to me. Life on the ranch isn't as cheery as I had hoped. But I'm sure our granddad has gone through much worse. At least our chickens are bonding with the rooster over the loss. It was a dark day for the whole ranch. Whatever we'll decide to call it. Chuck these in. Oh, 50 planks. I think we'll postpone this and see if we can buy an automatic saw. Otherwise, it would take an eternity. Fill up our truck here. And then we grab our spare jerry can. Were those egg-laying noises? They were not. Maybe I should have placed this in here. Would they lay eggs inside of that? Oh, is that an egg? It's telling me to remove something. Is that an egg or poo? It might be poo. But that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is our very first egg. It works. We'll keep getting chickens. We'll keep buying roosters. We have enough feed. The method works. Next order of business is refuel and probably buying a couple more hens because we do have the space. We can afford 2 more chickens. Excuse me for swapping in and out of the menu. It's an old and unhealthy habit of mine. I'm very self-conscious of making wrong turns and having any NPCs potentially making fun of me. I'm sure you understand. There's the general store. We were supposed to go for a refuel, I just realized that. But since we're here, might as well. Let's see if we can buy an axe. Or rather, an electric one. I'm not seeing anything that fits the description. Yeah, it seems like we might be wasting our time here. Let's go for 2 chickens while we're at it. $100. I believe we still have money left over. And these 2 chickens will usher in a golden age for our ranch. Once again, I forgot to pull up closer. But it's okay. I hope the chickens won't mind the trip. The screen went dark there for a moment. I assumed that was the autosave doing its job. Alright, let's hit the ignition. And the gas station is... Watch where you're going, bud. We just go straight on this road, and then we'll see it. Seeing our first eggs being laid really rejuvenated me. I'm feeling a lot more confident about our operations here. It's the hardware store we need for the tools, so we'll make a detour, go there, just so we're efficient with our refuel. Nice car from this NPC. Seems like the ranch life can sustain you quite well if you put in the effort. Hold on, chickens. I won't be long, I promise. That's the sell area. We need a terminal for buying. I haven't noticed one. Oh, there it is. Pardon me. Now, a chainsaw sounds like what we need. We'll also need plenty of metal. How much money are we working with? 500? We'll buy 10. Grabbing some wood, but no, that is lazy. That's just being lazy and wasting money. An electric chainsaw would really save our life right now, but that doesn't seem to be in the books here. A trailer could be useful too, but those are very expensive. In that case, just the metal. Thank you. Hope 10 is enough. I can't recall what the chicken coop was asking for. Oh, that could be an issue. We might not have the space. Excuse me, chicken. On you go. Now we just need the gas station. There we go. Took a bit of fiddling, but we figured it out. We just follow the road and take in the sights until we reach the gas station. Oh, just going to quickly ollie over that other person's car. I'm sure they won't mind. Our eggs are about to be world famous all over. The whole world will know which ranch produces the best produce in town. There we are. So we need to fill up 2 jerry cans and our UTV. Gotta make sure not to fill the chickens with gas. Can't get confused here. Let me get this just a tiny bit closer. Just a bit, like that. Oh, that's unfortunate. I was hoping we could get away with driving into the wrong area. Fine. So we grab the nozzle and start filling her up. And the jerry cans, can't forget about those. There she goes. Now for the second one. Honestly, gas doesn't seem to be that expensive. I may sound ignorant right now, but I've seen worse. This is gonna last us for quite a bit. Back to the ranch. What a vehicle. Just look at this one. Vintage. Beautiful. We're gonna veer into the wooded area. I'm feeling a lot more confident about my driving. That timing couldn't have been more perfect. I've been sufficiently humbled by the trees. There is our would-be chicken coop. Need to be very careful not to run over anyone. And here we are. More eggs. That just makes me ecstatic. Oh, pardon me, that is poo. And so is that, but I can't really reach in and clean it, unfortunately. There you go, welcome. One jerry can will be used exclusively for the sawmill, and one will be a spare for our vehicle. We're going to need a lot more metal for this project, but let's hope the eggs make us the money we need. Oh, we can open this from the top for cleaning. That's perfect. Although we're missing the height required to clean up the poo. There we go. Maybe building some steps here could be a good idea. Nothing special, just a tiny staircase. Are there any small staircases here, or are we only working with the massive stuff? Maybe this could work. Doesn't seem to be. Don't think I can place it here. Alright. Maybe jumping will have to do for now. We'll get the big coup soon enough anyway, so it won't matter. So most of them are hungry, but they have feed, and they all have water. We should be good. Need to scour the area here, make sure no eggs have been missed by yours truly. Put that back in there. Maybe ask my rooster if any eggs have been laid. That doesn't seem to be the case. Alright then. Next order of business is, unfortunately, the wood. We'll keep working on wood while we wait for more eggs to be laid, seeing as how we don't have much money at the moment. It's a bit of a waiting game from this point forward. But I'm sure we'll manage. Let's process. I want to say 3 trees. Sounds reasonable. The last log from that tree. Put it with the rest. Still, I really want to keep checking on our chickens just in case I spot an egg. I hope they don't spoil. This down. And we'll also chop down the nearby tree. There we go. All of these logs should have us set for the time being. Let me carry them over. Shouldn't take too long. Hope there is a way to regrow the trees, although realistically I can't imagine running out. That would take hundreds of hours. We are filled to capacity in this coup. Let's give them some privacy. This isn't wrong, right? Closing the chickens in a coup. That's where they're supposed to be. I certainly hope so. Get that there. Just a couple more logs left to go. You know, now that I think of it, I would like to allow our chickens some freedom of movement. That feels like the appropriate thing to do. I'm satisfied with this amount of logs. I think it's high time we get to processing all of this. It'll take a while. Investing into a better sawmill would probably be a wise choice, but it's not one I made. There we are. Slow and steady wins the race. The logs aren't going anywhere, so all we have to do is wait for them to be processed. I think we're gonna get a stack. It's definitely not gonna be enough for our coup. If we have to, we will also look into selling lumber for the time being, but I'm confident that once we have enough chickens, money will stop being an issue. The sound of a sawmill going is music to my ears. I'm seeing eggs left and right. Put this one in. Any more that I might have missed? Maybe there's some eggs inside the coup? Apparently not. Alright. Yeah, we are working with 3 eggs. That's poo. Should do us well for now. Now then, we're gonna need 2 more 10 packs of metal. I believe they ran us $100, although I might be misremembering. So, having to sell our lumber might actually be something worth looking into. Also, fencing up the chickens, just so I have an easier time finding eggs, is definitely a good idea. It's time to load these into the coup. There we go. Oh, pardon me. I love seeing the logs stack up. It's a very satisfying image. Just when you've been waiting for a while and then they're in a big pile. Something about the human brain just loves stuff like that. Make sure we don't forget to turn off the sawmill. And I'd say we are just about halfway done with our massive coup. It's not even that big, but it feels massive. That came out wrong. Alright, we have the tasks for next time are quite clear, but the sun is setting, it's getting dark soon, and we've been at it for quite a while, so I would say that now, especially with 1 more egg being laid, now is a great stopping point for our journey. This has been Ranch Simulator, a very satisfying, very relaxing game, albeit not the simplest one, but a fun one. I hope you had a good time, and as always, good night and stay safe.